a team that people definitely had as an outsider pick to possibly qualify, but if they can't make it off spawn, then those hopes are right out the window. Benji has a tough task on his hands.
Trying his best to maybe just survive for a little bit. It's Genesis and Vortex, who have been in, I think, many different POIs. I want to see a stat possibly. Are they the most moved team on this EU map?
Much more healthy on the material side of things, especially.
Weezy with that pad, he's going to be the one to kind of dictate where these guys go and then set head loose.
Yeah, and that's the big part. You saw there, Queasy just opening up the edit, looking at what the situation up on high ground is.
10 seconds too to be pulled all the way towards the north. Who has the advantage? It's Zested and Hookah all the way up towards that side. Thomas and Tripper trying to see exactly where they are for the moment. Kind of more central overall towards the back. They can dictate who's going to be in the air. Nice team spray from Freezy and Hen as well. These guys look like they're both in tandem, actually synced for now. That has to be the key for them in endgame. Don't let Hen just go absolutely too crazy.
Yeah, getting a refresh at this stage in the game is typically one of the signs of a team that is ready to go out and win the game. And you can see now already the pads coming through. Thomas and Trippin, we know they have pads, but they're looking to recycle them. And that's exactly what they will try and do as they pick out their position in the zone. They have to pick wisely because ultimately, as you can see on the screen, they are below. They need to do some damage, but I won't doubt Thomas to be able to rekindle that as soon as possible.
Yeah, I thought we were just going to wait on an update and roll all the way towards the top, but also Thomas looking for that sniper rifle. He's going to have one portion of his inventory also down. Now the back ball falls through, and Tripper's going to be just scratching the back, not in the most comforting, massagey way. He's going to be not happy about that one. They had a lot of metal builds, a lot of investment here, but they still need to move. They're not in zone just yet. Thomas! What a shot from long range. This man's aware of every layer around him. He finds a few more people passing right by him. The timing is perfect, and they find two. How's that even allowed? This man has a mini-map in his brain. It's just too easy for this duo.
Things were looking absolutely dire for them, but ultimately, they've been able to fight their way back in the game. But it might not be a fight for much longer, right? On high ground, and that's Pick looking up against iDrop and Juriki. The fight for height continues, and we knew this would eventually happen. Queasy and Hen looking to get involved in the front side as well. It's getting shot from below. They need to secure high ground as soon as they can. Queasy realizes the hard. They're on one build. Hen up there trying to fight for his life. He needs to hit a crucial shot, and it seems like he has. Queasy and Hen trying to fight for it. iDrop, you need to get down. You can't last this fight against Queasy. And he ultimately will be forced to scurry away. Queasy and Hen take height for themselves in game one.
Huge cost, so look at their match. They have to possibly just chase one of these Elims straight down below them, find one of the bodies, and looking for a side hop jump is not going to be possible. Queasy lands a shot, but at the same time, big defense from the person on second height down below. iDrop now down. Trulex also taking away the feed. This is going to be so unfortunate for some of these second height teams. Queasy and Hen, though, just have to stay alive up here. 3 builds for Queasy, 2 now down to 1, almost none. Has to maybe find Hen, get a little bit of a refresh. Look at all of these just jungle type of builds all around. They have found each other on wood both at the same time. This is going to be tough for them. Pink picking up a few as well inside the feed. Snazy takes Shady down all the way on low ground. Podicide now taken out. Flowis is popping off. Look at the beams from Snazy too. They have a little bit of an inkling of height. They have control.
Snazy has control all by himself. But how much longer can you do this for? When will somebody realize that he is just a solo up there? Pink and Nas relegated down to low ground, but he will remain relatively comfy there. Flames Flowis cannot say the same though. He is trying to find some sort of space, but they're not going to let him have it. Snazy just applying constant pressure. He's scared of his height being taken.
7 teams, 11 players are almost going towards solos. All about the clutch right now. Some of the teams that are actually surviving and have their teammates thriving are in the middle, in the low ground. Snazy once again is pushing straight towards the sky. He's looking for more beams and angles. Can't find much. Doesn't really have a teammate to put the pressure down. Is now even out of builds. His time might be over. He needs a vital elimination and needs to jump down for those mats as well. Gets a few. How many? Just enough to keep breathing. Flowis now down. Samuel taken out. Pink and Anos are still alive, and they've turned the world on its head. Just reversed it. Sometimes have height. This time it's all on low. The mats also dwindling away, but they're one of the only teams that still have both players alive. They're ready for the next shot. It's coming through straight quick. Still have control. Looking to end this game.
You can see how they're closing out low ground. Marco, so anybody on that layer has some issues, but you can see Marco and Kimberly are on a fight, on a race course into a very sticky situation. Marco doesn't even make it to Pink's crosshairs, but he will get the refresh nonetheless. And now you can see things ultimately breaking out into just an all-out war. Snazy dropping down, and he actually is able to take Pink and Nas out. How's he done that all by himself? Snazy with 8 eliminations, none on the side of Podicide. He can win this game out as a solo now. It's a phenomenal start for Snazy, and start to finish, things didn't look possible, but he made them possible.
Hey, 2 Elims at the same time, synchronized swimmers. That's what I like to see. I mean, that was literally at the same microsecond. Love to watch that happen. Talk about a fizzling fight. Talk about Mr. Savage in kind of flight mode right now. It's gonna be tough for him. Maybe trying to wrap back, because this is not even against Mappy and Flois. This is Pachawa, and he's just rocking it.
Yeah, he's giving them a real issue, right? He's got 4 flops, and so he can literally just wait Savage out. Savage is low. Like, you don't need to fight this. I don't know if he realizes that. He doesn't need to fight this. He'll want to do the damage for the surge and whatnot, but Savage is about to go down at any moment now. He can just keep building.
Is this man the fish connoisseur? He's got the jellyfish and the floppers ready to go. He's really rocking it.
All types of fish, man. All types of fish. Yep. Savage goes down. He hits the Q.
On high ground, looking to beam stop any team below him by any means. Past that float axe right below. I don't see any threats below this high ground build. No one really trying to take the skies. As a result, this might be a complete wrap-up for Hen and Queasy. We have to look towards the low ground. Anyone really popping off, gaining control, having a lot of space. It doesn't seem like it, Levin. There's too much space. They've split the control they have on height. This man's held up by one wood ramp. No one is looking at the clouds. Hen and Queasy have free reign.
Like you said, nobody on second height even giving them some sort of a challenge. At this point, they're just waltzing their way through to the FNCS finals, it seems. But like you said, will there be any duo on height that maybe has the power, maybe has the force to really give them a challenge? You can see all the way back in the zone, Trulek trying everything he can. If he even tries this as a solo, that would be an absolutely crazy attempt. But he needs to focus on what's going on in front of him right now. He's a player in his box. He needs to edit, like you see the shot, he can't, he goes down, but they don't even get the refresh from it. They pad their way into zone and they're looking for height up against Queasy and Hen. They've got to be careful. Queasy and Hen will hold it in the meantime. They don't go down. Horizon and Painter on some lower levels need to start thinking about how they can give those guys a challenge.
Breathing room gotten as the zone bounced back, and it's almost exactly where everyone just came from. Teeters off a little bit. Rise and Painter have a little bit of time and a lot of damage to deal down. Both players also surviving, blocking from Ryzen as well. This man's completely aware. They might be that low ground team to focus on to really take this challenge, the survival type of situation, all the way towards the end. Meanwhile, though, Hen Queasy kind of running a little bit low on mats. They seem completely relaxed. The composure, it's there, and they're still just in control.
The zone pulling back through old builds, it makes it so much harder for them to get those eliminations. They'll be able to stay up on height just that bit longer, and this is very good for them, right? Painter seems to have gone down. Ryzen now, as a solo, having to do everything by himself. He spots Neko and Dan, but that might be the wrong door to knock on. We'll see if he can hit the shot. He's looking for the sort of angle to hit it, but Neko and Dan just staying in the zone, and he's probably thinking in his head, where have they gone? They just cost me my game. I walked into another duo's box, and he goes down. Absolutely tragic stuff there, but DKS and Bad Sniper, they will love that for them.
A storm starting to close in, and rain's also starting to form down in the shape of bullets from Hen and Queasy. They quieted down for just a little bit of a second. Queasy just, I don't know, is this a construction simulator or are these guys playing the FNCS? They've just been building, bolstering, reconnecting this high ground domination since the 5th zone almost the entire time. Journey and Kiro splintered a few duels apart all the way on the low ground. 5 teams now left, 8 total players. Kiro taken down as Journey tries to hide, has a little bit of that heal game available. Marco Clinberry just doing so good today overall. Still have to be that first place consistency team to focus in on. Looking to keep those points all the way up in the business. I see a few more people all the way down below. There's Bad Sniper, Jurdy. I was in the same box, I don't really see. There he is, DKS looking for another shot as well. They need to get this refresh in fast, no time for delay. There's gonna be high ground on the way. There's the beam, there's the big pump, but Bad Sniper has gone down. A maximum cost to this fight. Now this might be an absolute fright for everyone else. There's a very, very mean duo up top. DKS is absolutely insane, but it's time to face the final boss, time to face the music, and the track is just too loud, the bass too high. Hen will now drop down, low on materials, but he doesn't really even need them. Looking for a few shots left and right, the pressure's there. Queasy will be waiting, and he will take his ticket straight to the finals. Formulaic. For him, it's all about getting as many points on the board. The win will be so difficult to kind of come in. How much placement can he get? 180 from Tripburn, and it's on the Kroggy, it's on the Kovacs, and he will go down. Another box not going to be his. Backside, 180 degrees of pressure, and he gets cooked.
His former duo coming back to avenge Kovacs in that moment. For a moment, it really looked like there was a glimmer of hope for him, but everything shut down. Still a nice little shot there for us as well. But this is where the action really ramps up. This is where things get crazy. On the left,
Pink.
you can see the battle for high ground. Pink and the Nas, they're looking over their shoulders. Diox and Waffler, who are you guys? We don't want you to have it. But they need to wait a moment just before. Diox and Waffler doing a brilliant job to hold on to it for now. In the bottom right there, you can see the shambles fighting going on. Vico having to try hit some big shots. He goes down as well. And now, can Diox or Waffle hold it out from here? We saw Queasy and Hen do it in the game before. They just need to make sure they pressure second height because there's still some powerful height teams in this game.
And this is so important for them specifically. Look at their points, 20 right now. They're basically 3 games behind the rest of the lobby. Going to be so tough. For the moment though, on height, going to be a fight. Pink going for it, and also top as well. Pink has a little bit of control. We'll just maybe melt in the zone. Mouse is down. This has gone horribly disastrous for this team. They'll have to skip it over. Jerky and Eyedropper here, the king and the big man, ready to take over.
Juriki and Eyedrop, this is exactly where they want to be, and they're looking a lot stronger than some of the other teams we saw on it. Can they hold on to it now? It seems like Pink isn't going to have the power to do so. Chicho and Trulex as well being forced down. Diox still trying to take a peep at it, but it won't look like he can even get an inch of space on it, and so it might be theirs for the taking. Pink now as a solo, what can he do? Typically, Anas is by his side, but now he has to try hit some big shots on his own. Chico and Trulex as a duo below. Can they be a force to be reckoned with in this lobby?
Much stickier game, a lot more teams alive towards the 8th zone. Pink will hit one really big shot in the box and go back and forth, edited on that ramp, but the player he's fighting just too smart on defense for the moment. Eyedrop Jerky will be so high up in the sky, but they're chopped down. They will fall in a second. No chance to really reconnect. Who's really going for it? No one currently. There will be a height fight as we watch Bad Sniper ready, looking to see what he can do inside this speed. Jerky's match now, down to almost 0. Misses one of the pumps, and now it's caught from both sides. Jerky and the big drop are down.
They get taken out, and it's Darkies and Mr. Satan who will roll through and take Kai. We talked about taking it late, and this might be the latest as possible. And it might be the perfect timing. Bad Sniper and DKS on low, doing what they do best down here, claiming walls, Malabuka style it seems, and hitting shots like him as well. But can they get to the front of the zone? They're scuffled in the back right now, and they need to try find some space. The armored wall will stop that from happening. DKS walks into the wrong crosshair, and so Bad Sniper now in the back of the zone has chug splashes to stay alive, and maybe it is just about thinking about the placement. You're in second place. Can you stay in this game for as long as possible? Cover your top and stay in the game. The armored wall will add that extra bit of protection, but there's players behind him as well. Chicho will be the one that he takes down. Those extra points are huge right now. Bad Sniper doing such a brilliant job. Can he get a refresh? No, he gets taken out.
Lad Shady down below. Trulex now left as a solo. Norxine Eclipse, another take all the way on height. It seems like it's so volatile, so slippery. Do they have the rubber boots to just kind of hold on up here? Sroggy lost Sroggy so long ago. Xerox will be in a position to just maybe hold on to this pressure, drop down below, but the Bills are still blocking Shady. And Milad is going to be fine for him to live for a few more seconds. Everyone kind of has their lanes. Who will clash for Xerox looking for the edits? He wants to be a little bit more proactive, watches people just go down in front of him in the feed. There's a duel down below, but I'm not sure that he knows that entirely, so might have to just wait a little bit of a second. 3-way fight right now in total. Eclipse and North Sea trying to make it a long distance fight. Vlad and Shady attached, clingy. They want to take it close and personal. Looking for the next drop and shot, but the zone still has a lot of time to keep moving. 1 minute for these players to make a decision. Eclipse and Norxie are not staying down. They're not being quiet, unfortunately. Xerox gets just wrapped up. A nice 3rd place overall, though. And now cries towards the sky in the form of bullets. They're looking for a few tags or a little bit of space to see exactly what's happening above them. But Shady doesn't see much just yet. Who will be forced to attack who right now? Because we're still bouncing back on a lot of builds. There's so much room for this high ground team to be able to just not even use any mats, but stay alive. The advantage right now is to Eclipse and Norxie up top, in 4th place entirely. They can just clinch a ticket straight to the final. They have the HP advantage, they have the shot advantage, they have the damage advantage. Eclipse has the swag advantage as well. Going for the final shot, it's not gonna land just yet, but Norxie, his teammate is there, and they're straight through to the finals.
What a win for those guys.
Pink can barely even land. What a glide in, but he has so much more to climb.
Yeah, brilliant stuff from them there. You can see every single minutiae of the detail going into how they get into zone, and now trying to continue that journey. Eyedrop and Juriki up above though. Big Juriki, he puts in the practice when it comes to his aim and hitting the shots to show for it. 600 above. Surge isn't even an issue for them, but keeping height might just be. You have Trippin and Thomas now finally looking to try and roll their way in.
It's the sky limit.
And Juriki building his way up, using all those materials, but it might just be worth it if you can hold on. Trippin and Thomas have created a divide now. Eyedrop is nowhere to be found. He's been knocked. And Trippin now trying to take high ground, trying to chop Juriki down.
There's a bounce back as well, so there's a little bit of time bought for that team down below. Look at Jerky. This man is not altered by the slightest. Thomas HD falls down. Now it's Tripper versus Jerky up top, and he's making this personal. I don't even think he cares about that win anymore. He just wants Tripper to go down, feel the same pain that he's feeling. They're in a world, a hemisphere of their own. Tripper will win that fight, and now we'll try to just hold this waterfall all the way down, but it's Belusi and Hydro who have hype now. Tripper has barely even survived all the way down below. Thomas possibly being able to pick up. I'm not even sure. No, he's gonna pass right by his teammate as he goes down. New height Rainers. This entire zone though is falling. Tripper is still up for the moment though and has a lot of builds. He has that potential for the clutch.
Tripper, another clutch situation for him. Different from the one we saw earlier, a bit deeper into the game. And even if he can't get the victory royale, if he can't get the win, pushing his team up the standings is huge. No, he goes down. Belusi is the one to take him out, but Belusi and Hydro have other fights to worry about, potentially having their height taken from them. They hold on to it though.
Hero and Journey, the duo momentum in this game, got so many elims up to this point right now. Belusi also has 6 on your screen for the moment. Another bounce back comes in. So many maps will be saved inside the zone towards the low ground though. Raisin and Pena splintered in half. They're chopped, divided. It's all up to Pena now to keep things alive. Raisin has the momentum carried for this duel so far. 3 eliminations all the way in the side of this fortress, but look how just congested they are down in the basement of this zone.
And that congestion might not be a bad thing for him, right? With that drum shotgun in hand, he wants to get into people's faces. He wants to be wall to wall with people. And if he can find that right opportunity, we know where he will strike and fiercely pink. And then that's now not where they want to be in terms of layer, but definitely at the time in the game that they want to be in. They want to stay in this one. And if they can claim the front side of low ground, which Marco and Grimberry seem to have a hold on, this might just be their opportunity to force their way into the final.
Everyone right now just absolutely low on match. Payne's found one of the openings to maybe land a shot. Dirty. It does look a little bit sloppy, but he does find it towards the end. Too much time. Hero doesn't buy.
Chicho, Trulex now, another game where they're here on mid-ground, another game where they're looking to try sneak their way in, and another game where they have an opportunity, just the one build remaining, and so they're trying to go for a sneaky beaky play, but they might get dropped down into some builds they don't want to be in. But Lucy and Hydro sitting in the dominant chair that we've seen so many of these winning teams win from before. Trulex doing a brilliant job to take Climberry down, and they might actually have a grasp on things down below.
Have a few more mats to work with, but now they're all almost gone. 3 builds, Chico passes Trulex, maybe just one of them to use, not much, and the ground falls below them. Still 2 other teams alive and thriving so far. It's just solos from what it looks like. Hero and Marco up in mid-ground. They got to cash and fight against each other too. They meet, exchange hands, and it's Marco who stays alive. 143 points for him and Quinberry coming into this game. They're looking so good all the way in first place overall for now. Marco with another fight, big pump, big damage, but not enough to take down Belusi.
Belusi doing the hard yards. Hydro not only has height, but he has the wing condition. The chug splashes will be huge. He needs to remain alive. The med mist as well comes out. Trulex has one of his own, but he won't be able to out-heal him, so they need to keep spraying. They need to do as much as they can. They need to force them down, and that's what they've done. Chicho hits a huge shot. He has the clutch range now. Trulex now trying to follow up with it as well. They're mantling their way up. No, he gets taken now. That might have been the wrong play, but Trulex comes through.
They're going to start to rock their way all the way through as well. It's going to be so tough for Thomas and Tripper. Thomas will drop down to just about absolutely low HP. Proggy finally down 2 in that 7th place slot. Picking and Nos might be able to hold on to this one so far in 6th overall. Taken out, but still looking good. DK's Bad Sniper have been taken apart as well. Cyrus moving in, looking good. Robabs now 14th place with him. This is Wax actually. Apologies as he rolls in. You talked about 11. They only hit max damage. This man is the machine when it comes to shots landing, and he's looking good so far. Robab though is just on 1 HP.
I thought he had gone down. I really thought he had gone down, but he is just managing to stay in this one. It's actually Flois and Mappy chilling up on high. I didn't expect to see this, but what a brilliant surprise. You can see now Mappy applying pressure, trying to make sure nobody can be in contention for high ground. And as we drop down onto the lower layers, Loki sitting in 7th, it seems now, 95 points, trying to do anything he can to push his team with no materials left and a dream, trying to find a way to the final.
Ryzen and Pena will be in this position as well. 140 points all the way up and operating 2nd place for the moment. They're just looking so good. For them, this is an even bigger victory lap. They can just hold so many people back, but this is the chaos you'd expect when the win matters. Mappy all the way up top in the sky with Flores have been forced to build all the way up this far, lost all their metal, now back down to wood. This is going to be tough for the duo to wrap out this game. It's a marathon as well to make it to that 9th zone and win. 8th place for Loki and Sandgill 2. They can just almost wrap in. They just need a few more points, break that 100-point mark, get towards that top 6. Loki now with no builds, just his shots and one decision to make to stay alive in this game.
He's sprinting, he's ducking, he's diving, but he needs to make sure he doesn't find himself in the wrong box. Ryzen and Painter now, we've seen them in this position earlier on in the day. What damage can they do to anybody else? Skyzoo being the one to do big damage now as a solo, takes down Loki once and for all, and he spots Benji Fishy in the back of the zone, and he has something to say about him. The zone will pull back towards Benji. Maybe that gives him enough time to be able to find an alternate route to stay in this game, but for Skyzoo, the pursuit to try and get a qual continues.
I see the final fight almost breaking out as well too. Yes, Clement and Floki on low ground, 18th place, so they're going to be going for that VR. Have just chilled so far and used so many materials to get to this spot. Skyzoo up top gets bopped and he's down. Mappy though, he's chilling with Flores up top. They're not even trying to fight. Pacifist type gameplay all the way on the high ground, waiting for the final 2v2.
They understand their win condition. Flois realizes that if it comes down to it, the med miss will prove victorious, but he doesn't have a clue that Floki has his own down there. And so eventually their courses will have to collide, but maybe Lou and Nano will have something to say about it.
They're in the mix as well. Another duo to look at. Who are the solos in between? It's Walks. Mr. Max Damage himself is looking for another shot to land. This man has only hit triple digits every time I see him on screen. Up top, Kefi goes down. Walks is trying for the next one. So many minis in tow. He doesn't care about his inventory at all, though. He's finally let loose. Looking towards the skies. He wants to maybe even contest height. He can do it with a VR. He has a lot of mats to be able to use right now. He has to challenge 2 different duos, though. This will be tough, and he is taken down. We're going straight to it. It's a 2v2v2. Lou's lost his teammate. Now just one solo in the mid-ground map. He has to wrap this up. How much damage can he do is the question. Everyone now kind of uninterrupted on their health bars. What is really left? That med mist in tow. Lou is just stuck in the sandwich. There's nothing for him to do.
He needs to try and stay alive, but that won't be possible, and this feels like deja vu. Floki and Clement down below, trying to win a big game. They've got one knock, can they get the other? A big shot there from Clement, and Floki and Clement will do it. They qualify to the FNCS finals.
My goodness, the top 6, DKS and Bad Sniper, they just barely push out Pink and Anas. That's got to feel real difficult, right? By 7 points, that's 3 eliminations, a handful of placements, but